how to become a miracle maker. Today, in this video, I'm going to share with you some simple tools that you can use to shift your mindset to attract and create more miracles in your life right now. You are a lucky person. And if you don't consider yourself so, this video is for you. I'm going to share some tools, tips, and tricks to connect you back to your intuition, the present moment, so you can start to notice and be one of the lucky ones. Luck can feel like this elusive thing. We often categorize people into lucky people and unlucky people. But that's not the truth. Thing is not only do you create your own luck, but luck is directly tied to your intuition, to your presence, and your ability to see opportunities that are often right in front of you. But if you're not conscious, you miss. So I'm going to share with you some simple mindsets, some really interesting information that I learned, and what I love that what my Nana taught me of expect good things. Now, before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self. If you're new here, hi, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am teaching a free workshop next week, the fastest way to uncomplicate your life. It's going to be live, recorded, sent to you. So if you want to deepen your relationship with your intuition, differentiate overthinking, wishful thinking, start to connect with your guides, and really move into a direct experience of your intuition, join me. Totally free. Check out the info box below. I'm also going to be launching my fall group class for Psychic Youniversity. Is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. This starts September 20th. So check out the links, all that info. Okay, enough housekeeping. Let's talk about luck. Like I said, often people categorize themselves as lucky or unlucky. And the funny thing is lucky people often experience a lot more miracles, opportunities than unlucky people. When people consider themselves unlucky, they say it follows me throughout my life. I have seen this so often with clients that I've worked with, friends that I've worked with. And what I have been blessed with in growing up in a psychic intuitive container is that it's not about luck, but really about bringing our awareness to presence to notice what's going on. This is your superpower and number one tool. Often we are not present. We're not present in conversation. We are in our heads. We are far away from our ability to listen to our intuition, which causes us to miss the signs from our guides, from our angels, from our higher self, from even things that might just show up or even come knocking at our door. So if you want to really be a miracle creator, a lucky person, start to see yourself as such. I am blessed. I am blessed. I expect miracles. I expect things to happen. When you say that, even if you don't believe it for the moment, it starts to shift our mindset towards being open and receptive. It's kind of like there was a book way back in the day called I Spy. And it was a book filled with images, and you would have to look for something, whether it was a tennis racket or whatever. But all of a sudden, when you had said, okay, this is what I'm looking for, you would notice and bring all your attention to these different pages. And it's the same thing. When we have that band of awareness, your awareness is your psychic intuitive tuner. The more that we are present, the more that we are aware, the more that we'll notice and see different opportunities, which brings me to this really interesting study that I learned about. And in my world, I'm like, I love when science backs up what I've learned with my family and what I've been taught, such as expect good things, ask your guides, just notice the signs and symbols, because that's where intuition resides. So there was a professor called Dr. Richard Wiseman, and he wrote a book and did a study called The Luck Factor. And what he did was he put out an ad in a paper and had two groups of people. He said, lucky people and unlucky people. If that's how you consider yourself, come in for a study. So there was a group of lucky people, unlucky people. They come into his office and they were assigned a task. And the task was they were given a newspaper with 43 photographs, and their job was to count the photographs. Simple, right? So people who were unlucky averaged about 2 minutes to count the photos. Lucky people, 2 seconds. How did that happen? I mean, unless you have made the memory, it's not that. The lucky people noticed that underneath the photographs, in bold letters, there was a giant bold. There are 43 photographs in this newspaper. Stop and tell the experimenter and you will win $250. People who are unlucky, who are not paying attention, completely missed in giant bold letters at the bottom of this page what to lucky people was obvious. What that really says. I mean, so if you're lucky, you win $250. But no, it was about being aware, about paying attention instead of getting into tunnel vision and taking in the whole page. That is around intuition, miracles, and your guides. Your intuition, your guides, your angels, your higher self are talking to you right now. Are you missing it? Or are you counting all 43 photographs? I see it often. I see it so often. There's a really great saying that if you were a hammer, the world is nails. So it's the same thing. How do you see yourself? And if you're somebody who can really struggle and feeling unlucky and feeling disconnected, a simple way that we can actually start to train our subconscious mind to make that shift, one with these affirmations. But as I said before, going to bed, you can really ask yourself questions like, why am I so lucky? Why am I so blessed? Why do I experience such incredible miracles every single day? What happens is when our conscious mind poses a question, our subconscious goes rifling through for the answer. And this starts to create this shift instead of trying to muscle ourselves into new ways of thinking. Why is it so easy for me to get a relationship? Why is it so wonderful that I have such a beautiful community of friends that I attract? These things start to train our mind to be open. We have to be in an open, receptive state in order to get guidance, in order to notice miracles, in order to create luck. Now, the other thing that was really incredible was that basically whereas saying that lucky people noticed opportunities that unlucky people didn't, it wasn't that anyone was special. They had the same paper, they had the same thing, but that awareness practice. Now, one other thing that is so important in training our awareness is we get stuck in routines. We take the same way to work. We do the same things. We flip through the same channels. We are habits of routine. And when we are in routine, we can get really unconscious. Maybe you take the same way to work every single day. There might be a day where you're driving along and all of a sudden you're like, wait, why am I getting off at this exit on a Saturday? Because your brain is in a grounded loop of not paying attention. So a really other simple way that we can start to shift this mindset is to feed ourselves with new experiences, new opportunities, talking to new people. The more that we start to change and shift our routines, the more it trains our awareness. And because we end up casting a wider net in life, more opportunities present themselves. If you think about it of like, if you have just someone's like looking down like a paper tube, a paper towel tube roll like this, if that's your life and that's how you work, that's all you'll see. But if you say, I'm going to do all sorts of new things all the time, no longer are we in tunnel vision, but we see the whole picture. As I said, we are refreshing our awareness. And when we start to have these opportunities, not only does it just create and show us more miracle, create luck, make yourself lucky, but at the same time, it starts to actually create our inner resiliency. And when we can start to have a positive outlook, like I am a miracle maker. I experience things all the time. My Nana, as I said, expect good things, and I expect to hear about it at the end of the day. That is what my mom told me. That is what my Nana told me. That was this practice way before the science. But when you have these new experiences, when you practice positivity, and not like spiritual bypass, everything's fine, la-di-da, because that's a spiritual cop-out, but that's a whole other video. But when we have this new trained awareness, we actually end up lucky people, bounce back from negative experiences in life, because life, we are full of cuts and bumps and bruises and things that happen. But instead of really pulling from the past, projecting into the future, they have a positive outlook. I practice having a positive outlook on life. I really do. Looking for tiny miracles, looking for tiny things, and you can do it too. It's as simple as a mindset shift. So first, ask yourself, am I present? How present am I? How do I see myself? How do I see my life experience? Can I be open to support and guidance? Am I willing to train my awareness to notice what is right in front of me? That alone will create huge ripple effects in your life. It's super simple. You are blessed. You are lucky. You are connected. You are divinely guided. You are a manifester. You have miracles come in all the time. Have that as your North Star. Your intuition will awaken. Your spirit will awaken. You'll find more joy, connection, meet more people, have more experiences. And that is what feeds us, feeds our spirit, and feels good, instead of getting stuck in old stories that repeat over and over and over again. That just can be a little woe is me, because the ego intellect is a lot of woe is me. And that there's no choice, and I'm stuck, and all these things. So don't engage in that conversation. Have a new conversation. You are a miracle worker. You are lucky. And I am so lucky to have had this moment with you. So thank you so much for your time and attention. As I said, come to my free workshop. It's going to be filled with practical tools, ask questions, build community. If you join Psychic Youniversity, head to my website, get all of my free stuff. I have tools, my podcast with my family. I have so many ways that I can help to support you, and really coming back to your divine birthright as a miracle worker, as a connected, divinely guided, blessed, magic, bright light. So if you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next week. Bye.